problem that we do have here with autonomous cars is exactly that. If the rule has already been made, the car will protect its inhabitants. It will, if it has to choose between killing somebody who did not pay for the car or killing somebody who is in the car, it will kill the person without money. And that is our problem here, that we've made one size fits all rules that we try to make work for everything. And I want to bring that to us as educators. And I'm going to share my screen again. And this time it's going to be just to show the sort of things that I'm hoping to discuss. And I really would like my bit to be a discussion. So I'm going to just talk very quickly. And the first one is, predictive analysis is AI, and all of us are able to get that AI. It's not just in Silicon Valley, it is right inside our free Moodle software that we can use, and that'll predict whether a student is going to pass and fail. When we use that information to warn that student that the student is going to pass or fail, are we now not making a self-fulfilling prophecy? How do we work with those kind of things? The next one I want to look at is similarity checks, plagiarism detection software, which again is a form of AI. So the first, to me, completely unethical thing that we do is we let a student submit an assignment, and at the end of that assignment, we put the assignment through Turnitin, and then we say to the student, you committed plagiarism, we are going to give you 0. Now, who's being ethical there? We do a thing right at the end. On the other hand, we give the student access to Turnitin up front, and we say, right, now you have access to Turnitin software. Make sure that you do not commit plagiarism. The student has access to really cool things like paraphrase.io and simply looks at the Turnitin software, catches every yellow line and pastes it into pastes it into his article, and now suddenly it comes through with 0 similarity. We look at proctoring. We now, when we give students an exam, we force them to sit in front of a screen with a camera looking at them into their homes. We go right there and we put a whole lot of pressure on them because we believe that the student is actually cheating. And so up front, we are disrespecting and dishonest and expecting our student of dishonesty up front. The next one I want to look at is the ethics of publishing. And there I also want to look at what the first speaker spoke about. And that is that when you look at open source publishing, that's nice. Everybody can read what you're saying. Open access publishing is a brilliant solution because now we down in Africa can also read what those people at Elsevier are actually publishing. However, to be included in a journal like that, I've just submitted a paper, is going to cost 35,000 Rand just to have your paper published. So the Global South is completely silent as far as research is concerned because we simply cannot afford to pay for those prices. So how do we release the Global South and make ourselves available to that? And then finally, when one looks at things like meta-analyses, which is good at the moment, where we look at how, if you look at the research currently about COVID and responses of various medicines and so on, those are all meta-analyses where you take hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of articles, you crunch them together, and you see which works, what doesn't work, etc., etc. But if you sit underneath that, and now you know that the Global South did not publish in your meta-analysis. So there's a whole lot of information that doesn't exist there. Besides which, editors of journals only publish things that show vast amounts of results. And so therefore, and we saw that very nicely with the early cures of COVID, where people would say product X works really well in people who are 95 with diabetes or something like that. And now, but the headline says product X works very well. And so even in academic publishing, we're sitting with multiple truths, and those things make it ethically very problematic. And I'll stop there and hope that there's some discussion on that.